Hi, welcome. It's Roxana. I wanted to talk to you guys today about 5 tips to CPA study. I've come up with 5 things that have helped me over the course of my studying that I wanted to share with you. My first tip is to speed up the lectures. I don't know if you guys have found this tool to be helpful yet, but somebody told me early on in my studying to speed up the lectures to 1.5 to 2 times fast. That way you can get through the lectures faster. And then you can always pause if you need to take notes. But I think that really helps. And quick tip for YouTube, I actually do this when I watch videos. So I usually watch at 2 times speed. Try it out. Don't dismiss it until you try it. My second tip is to plan out your goals for the week. This helps you stay on track and really just helps you accomplish more during the week. So by doing this, you'll be able to stay on track, and then you'll also feel a sense of accomplishment once you get through those goals. So definitely write out in your agenda or maybe in your notebook what you want to accomplish in the week, maybe a section or 2, maybe you want to go back and review some sections. That's something that I like to do each week, is go back and review sections that I did a week or 2 before. That way it's continue staying fresh in my memory. My third tip for you guys is to take 15 question quizzes instead of 10 or maybe 5 question quizzes, depending on how you go through your quizzes. So I have a little cheat sheet example for you guys. So I would say go ahead and put your section number and then how many multiple choice questions you have. So I'm taking Roger's CPA review right now, and they have a Smart Path technology that tells you how many questions you should hit per section, which I find really, really helpful so that I'm not stuck doing every single question. So go ahead and write down how many multiple choice questions you have, divide it by 15, and that gives you how many quizzes you're going to be taking for that section. And another thing I like to do is, as I start missing questions, once they add up to 10, I'll go back and do a quick review for 10 questions, or you can do this the next day as kind of like a refresh review from the day before. And so I like to do 10 question quizzes of incorrect questions that I've already taken. So that really helps you see the question a second time, so that when you're doing your second review later on in the course, you've already seen these questions 2 or 3 times. My fourth tip, as I mentioned in the last tip, is to go over your material twice. Oh my gosh, I know what you mean. It's hard enough to get through the material the first time, but really this helped me out. When I took FAR, I did not pass my first time. I know, so sad. But the cool thing is I redid the material after I did not pass. I resubmitted an application, re-chose FAR, and was able to retake it. So I reviewed for that exam a second time, and I actually boosted my score 15 points. So that was really cool, up past passing score of 75. So definitely do it now. I did it for regulation and audit. So I've been about 2 to 3 weeks to review the material a second time. And so it's really anywhere between 1/3 to 1/2 of the time that it took you for the first exam. It just depends on you. I know for audit, it took me 8 weeks to get through the material once, and then I took 2 weeks off to go through the material again. I recommend saving that 2 or 3 weeks at the end to go through all your questions again, and you will fly through. You will thank me later. It's really a good strategy. I've really come to enjoy it, and I think it's really good for me in my CPA journey, so try it out. And my fifth and final tip is, do not wait to take the exam. I know you're just trying to get through all the material, you're extending those dates. Do not do it. I really think the faster you can take the exam, the better you'll remember the information for exam day. So my recommendation is to not go over 12 weeks of studying, and that's with your first and second review. So make sure that you're putting in the time, really focusing on your goals. You really only need 18 months to pass the exams after you pass your first exam, so just remember that it's only a time right now. It's not forever. You might have to cancel things, you might have to only do half of what it is that you want to do, but it's really worth it. By the time you finish that finish line of getting all 4 exams done, you'll be able to open up your schedule and it will feel amazing. So for right now, just go ahead and shoot through all the material, get 12 weeks, and that's with the first and second review to do this, okay? I am actually giving you guys a bonus tip. I know, I wanted to keep it at 5, but this one's just so good. It's such a good tip. So my last and bonus tip is to find a study group. Oh my gosh, the first time when I did FAR, I was a lone ranger. I knew other people taking exams, but we never studied together. I didn't really feel that sense of, I know people are taking the exam with me. I mean, I show up to the exam and there's other people, but it's really cool to have a group of friends or colleagues that can help you really with your questions that you can vent to. I know right now with COVID-19 and having dates pushed back, I have my study group and we just text each other about our problems and about what's going on. We check in with each other. We used to study once a week together on Saturdays. We actually went to Sac State. And so that was really cool to just connect. We would even, spend 30 minutes to an hour throughout that time together to just talk about work and talk about school and studying and just really connect, because it's really nice to have people that you're going through this with, so that way you don't feel alone. So those are all my tips today, guys. Please like my video, subscribe to my channel, find me on Instagram. I do have Roxana's Way to CPA on Instagram to encourage you and really just push you through even those days that it's really hard to study. It's just something to help you guys and encourage you. So go ahead and follow me, comment below if you want different material. I do have some videos up my sleeve that I want to get out. My exam for BEC is coming up in a little over 3 weeks, so I want to try to get as much material in while I'm still studying. That's my final exam, so crossing my fingers, praying to God that that will be my final and last exam. They keep studying and really just push through. I'm there with you. I'm the candidate with you. I'll see you on the next video.